All right, the Yanmar tractor is at 50 hours. So of course, the first 50 hours of use, you got to do the 50-hour maintenance, which includes changing the hydraulic oil filter, the hydrostatic dry filter, the fuel filters, I think the air filter, and replacing the hydraulic fluid and the engine oil. I bought the maintenance kit from my Yanmar dealer, my local Yanmar dealer. I bought a bucket of hydraulic fluid. Broke out the owner's manual. I got some gloves and my toolbox. Some tractors you got to remove one of the rear wheels to access some of the filters. With this one, you don't. Hydraulic filters are under the tractor. There's one right there, that big one, and there's another one up under there. Let's see if we can get to it without going. Okay, you see it? Right there. So one there and one there. And of course, to drain the transaxle or the hydraulic fluid is underneath. There's a drain plug underneath. I don't know if you can see that big bugger right there. Right there. Right next to the filter. And of course, to drain the engine, you got that one right there. To fill the engine oil, right there. To check it is right there. Go around the John there. You fill the transaxle or the hydraulic system right here. You check it right here at the sight glass. All right, so let's get hot. All right, I was talking about the engine hours. I think it's dusty. All right, let me show you the engine hours. All right, it's at 50.6 hours. All right, I just had it running so I could warm up the system. But let's go ahead and first thing we're gonna do is the engine oil filter, and the fuel water separator filter. I think that's in the box. If it is, we're gonna go ahead and knock that out. As a matter of fact, everything from here forward that's in the box, we're gonna go ahead and knock that out, and then we'll handle the hydraulic system. All right, I already drained the oil out of the oil pan, and to remove the filter, instead of removing this, I got my slip jaw pliers, these big buggers by Cobalt. Open them to the widest setting, stuck them on there, and look, turn until it gets loose enough for me to turn it by hand. So no need to remove the fuel water separator. All right, that's the oil after its first oil change. So I got a fresh filter on there. It's filled with oil. I'm gonna start it up, check the level again. Of course, I know I'm gonna add a little bit. The maintenance kit comes with the hydraulic system filter, the hydrostatic system filter, the primary fuel filter, the cartridge filter, or the fuel water separator filter. It also comes with the, I think this is the air filter. How much glue they put on this thing? Yeah, that's the air filter in there. I don't know if this is the style like the John Deere. The John Deere has an inner and outer. Okay, this one is just that. See, the John Deere has another filter, a small one that slides inside of this one. But, man, that wind is blowing. And of course, it comes with a new gasket. A new gasket for that. But again, I didn't have to remove this to change the filter. Once I spun the filter on by hand until it touched the block, I turned it another half turn, so it's nice and snug on there. All right, next up, the fuel system filters and the air filter. All right, like I said, the engine from here forward is done, and now I'm draining the hydraulic fluid, transaxle fluid, same thing, and I'm gonna start loosening the filters. All right, here she is, all done. Brand new engine oil filter, fuel primary filter, secondary filter, new air filter. I checked the battery terminals. I drained and refilled the transmission, the hydraulic fluid, the hydraulic system filter, and the hydrostatic system filter, the dry system filter. And you can see the sight glass, it's all full. Of course, I ran it, cycled the system to get the air out. That's it. It's set for 50 hours to check the pivot, the front axle pivot, but there is no way to service that thing, not that I could find. I checked the owner's manual, I checked online, and I could find no way to service that thing. So I'll ask the dealer about that. But other than that, it's all done. Ready to go back in service until the 200-hour mark. But of course, in between then, you're supposed to be checking certain things. Like the first 10 hours, I think it is, you're supposed to check the torque on these bolts. You're supposed to grease up under here for the pivot for the pedals, especially in dusty conditions, or else they'll stick on you. Remember, there's a safety switch on there, a momentary switch. And if that's sticking, it's gonna start doing some weird stuff. Oh, next thing I gotta do, I gotta lube the track for the slider mechanism for the seat. That's another 50-hour service. So I gotta go ahead and lube that up.